Welcome to the Championship Fantasy Football League podcast. Here is your host, Shipwreck's crew. Pools
All right,
update.
so the pools, where we at? I'll tell you where we're at. Nick is still on top. He's still up there. 49 is the leader in the clubhouse right now. Nick just tearing up the pick'em this year. It's a good thing he's doing that because his fantasy team sure isn't going to make him any money this year. But 49, next closest is myself and Seb with 46, so he's got a small lead there. We will see how this week goes. But yeah, a lot of people still in this pick'em. Even Matthew down there with 38, last year's champ. 38 to 49 might seem like a lot, but we got a long way to go. This is 17 weeks, guys. This one's a marathon, so anyone could win this still, but right now Nick is the leader in the clubhouse. Let's pop over to the pool just to take a look at the survival pool. So we still got the same three guys. Seb made it through with Philadelphia last week. Washington with Minnesota, and Chess squeaked one out with Baltimore. Kind of a gutsy pick on that one. So the same three, they continue onward on this trek to this. Who will make it to the end of the survival pool? We will see. I have a feeling someone's going down this week, though. It's definitely overdue. We haven't lost anybody since week 3. That's bananas. We lost everyone but 3 people at week 3. Oh my god. Survival pool, lots of fun. I'm sad I can't participate anymore. Fuck you, Dolphins. But good luck to the remaining 3. It's going to be interesting to see who can win this one. Let's move on to the next segment.
Standings update.
All right, on to my favorite part, the power ranks. Let's see where we're at. Matthew, also, by the way, this is off the cuff. Didn't prepare this week, so just gonna kind of have to deal with what happens here today. But with that 566 points scored, just really went away with the lead on this one. This past week, I shit the bed last week. Team was awful, but there I am in second with 490. Chess right behind me with 475. So Michael just running away with it with quite the dominant team he's got there. And then if we go down to the bottom, we have a new leader in the dumpster. And that would be Andrew. Congratulations, Andrew. 388 points scored, worst in the league. Ryan no longer in last place, so good job, Ryan. Not in last place anymore. We're kicking up your game. Let's see if Ryan improved his coaching skills. He did. Look at that, Ryan. Not the worst coach anymore. The new worst coach in the league is Daryl, 76.5%. So Ryan out of the dumpster, still down there, but he's not at the bottom of the trash heap anymore. But Daryl now 76.5% efficiency rating, not so hot. Michael continues his great coaching up there with 92.7% efficiency. Now this is an interesting one here. Matt Guerra, 89.4%, second best efficiency rating. Currently, I don't have the rank. The records right in front of me, but I believe he has 1 win this year. So he's doing the best with what he's got. So that's pretty impressive, actually. Just been a really rough go of things for Matt this year. And there I am in third. I just can't be the best, apparently. I'm just mediocre, but hey, I'll take it. Anywho, anything else to look at here? One thing, we can look at the alternate power ranks here. This kind of shows you just kind of where the system thinks teams lie, and you can see here pretty in par with the most points scored. Any sleeper teams here? Really, not really. Nick is down there at the bottom, kind of where his record indicates. Sorry, Nick. But let's move on to last week's matchups.
Weekly recap.
All right, look at this shitty fucking game to kick things off. Me versus Mr. Washington here. He squeaks out a win 75 to 73. God damn it, Houston Texans, garbage time, bullshit. I would have won this game if fucking Deshaun Watson was like, man, I gotta pad my fantasy stats. And so he throws a late time touchdown to DeAndre Hopkins, chunking my Chiefs defense. And that made the difference this week. I'm going to blame it solely on that. There's no other reason, Michael. It's just because of But man, congrats, I suppose, goes to Washington surviving pretty terrible performance across most of his players. Look at that 2.58 from the quarterback. Really, I mean, carried by Melvin Gordon, coming back to life, recently acquired from Matthew. Big point producer there. So definitely saved his day there, getting him the 1-1 record this past week. As far as my team, no one really did anything exciting. That's probably why I didn't do so well this past week. Acquired some wide receivers because my number 2 guy hadn't done anything all year, and I got some production. Chris Hogan, Jarvis Landry, recently acquired, came through with double-digit points. Jordy scored me 8, so I got production. That is from my wide receivers, but kicker, defense, special teams did me in. You gotta produce in all 3 phases, just like in the NFL, and I did not do that this past week. So I take the double loss, much to Michael's delight here. Michael takes home the W in a divisional game against Sebastian. Michael moves 1 game behind me in the standings, so he's just nipping at the heels here. Carson Wentz, a nice 27 points for him scored there. Definitely helped him along with his day. Got solid production from the Eagles defense and Zach Ertz. It was all Eagles for Michael apparently, but solid production from the rest of the players too. Look at that Travis Benjamin start. Got him 4.95, and J.J. Nelson. God, what a trash bag set of wide receivers. But they did the trick for you, Michael, this week. So congrats. Did you have some people on bye? Yeah, you had Demarius on bye this past week, and sat Devontae Adams, I guess, in concern of the concussion, but it paid off. He won. I don't know if it paid off, but he won despite that. Sebastian, pretty good production from his wide receivers that he paid dearly for. Jacoby Brisket at quarterback did all right with 17 points. Just wasn't quite enough to get the job done this past week. Jared Cook scoring in 0.5. Greg Zorline with 2.1. Special teams, defense not producing for Seb either. No one really on the bench that would have made much of a difference for him. Just a tough loss there, but Seb's still in it. The season's still young. Let's move on to the next match here. Oh, I thought my game was bad. DP Hit Squad versus Mean Machine. Dave takes home the W with 63 points, Dave. 63? Whew. He gets the W, though. Almost all those points came from Aaron Rodgers, just doing his thing. But look at those wide receiver points. No wonder he wanted Jordy from me so bad this past week. 0.8 from Amari Cooper, 0.6 from Devontae Parker, 0 points from Watkins, a whopping 1.4 points from 3 wideouts. Whew, that's rough. But still gets the W there. And then we pop over to Marshall's team. Cardinals defense just got its ass handed to it by Philadelphia, going negative there. Matt Prater didn't take care of you this week, Marshall. Only 6 points. After Matt Prater's whopping 20-something point performance. It was a week or 2 ago. Charles Clay gets injured early for him here. Quarterback Phillip Rivers does his job, though. Le'Veon, I don't know why didn't they give the rock to Le'Veon? The Jaguars, you can't throw on them. They threw 5 picks. Good job, Roethlisberger. You got one of the best running backs in the NFL. How about you just hand it to him and just pound it? But no. Something's wrong with Pittsburgh. I don't know what it is. Andrew, maybe you know. I'm terrified. They're going to be pissed this week. They better not shit on the Chiefs. They better not. I'm betting that they won't, but we'll see. Moving on to the next one here. Matthew. Surprise, surprise. He's team of the week. I don't know how many that is so far this year, but Matthew just keeps on trucking. He's now 9-1. Excuse me for a second. 9-1. Poor Ryan loses, scores 100 points, but still gets a loss, but he gets one of the top 6 wins, so there's always that. Matthew, big day from his backs overall, as usual. This week he gets 30, 40, 43 points from his running backs, and that's really what's been fueling his success this year. DeAndre Hopkins coming up big, those fucking garbage time touchdowns. I'm glad to see Hopkins and Watson hooking it up, though. Hopkins is one of the funnest players to watch at wide receiver, and it's good to find a quarterback that is willing to just sling it into him accurately and give him a chance. Fun to watch. Bengals defense, sneaky good start there from Matt. Also gets 19 against Buffalo, but good performance there. And Ryan, man, just tough luck, man. You're turning it around, though. I'm proud of you. 4-6. Moving on up, Deshaun Watson. God damn, these Texans pisses me off every time I hear about it. But yeah, Deshaun Watson, monster day. A lot of it in garbage time. But looks like he should be a solid quarterback. Bails him out with the Matt Ryan, who hasn't been quite producing this year. Maybe he's got a trade piece for someone that's struggling at quarterback. Running back, though, he acquired Abdullah this past week, got him only 3.4, and Terrence West, I think, went out early with 1.7. But that Nelson Aguilar coming out of nowhere, it's had a few good weeks in a row now. T.Y. Hilton performs for him. Tyrone Williams, not so much, but just a good performance overall with this team here. Running back may be still a cause of concern for Ryan, but the rest of the squad looks like it's shaping up pretty nicely. Then we move on to this game here. We got Chess versus Nick 2.0, second match of the year. It was looking kind of close there for a minute. Matthew Stafford scored 15 for Nick. Koslowski scored 16. Vikings D with 13. But then it went all downhill after that. Gillislee and DeMarco just not doing it done. Recently acquired DeMarco Murray, I believe. I don't know what's wrong with DeMarco Murray. I thought he was one of the most surefire picks this past draft. I would love to have him on my team. Looks like I lucked out there, but maybe he'll start turning it around here. Definitely Nick needs that. He's one loss away, or 2 losses away from potentially being eliminated from the playoffs. We've never had someone make the playoffs with more than 11 losses, so we'll see. Then we got Chess, who's riding that fucking Chiefs wagon. Down the hill he goes, 26 points with frickin' Smith, 11 from Kareem Hunt, 16 from Tyreek Hill, 9 from Travis Kelce, and I mean, that was pretty much it. Any non-Chief on his team kind of didn't perform. He gets the win, though, with 83 points. He picked up Harrison Buckner. Fuck you, Chess, this year. Another Chief on his team. So as long as the Chiefs keep winning and playing well, I'm sure Chess will as well. He should probably go back to Mobile City Chiefs because that would be more appropriate, I think, for the team here. Anywho, moving on. We go to the last matchup of last week. We got Matt Guerra versus Andrew, 85-75. It's kind of a low-scoring week overall this past week, but you can see here no huge performances on either side. A lot of mediocrity. Notable players on Andrew's team: Marshawn scored 11. Antonio Brown did his thing with 15. Rams defense performed well against the Seahawks, scoring 18. Dak Prescott just tearing it up on Andrew's bench. I get it's really hard to move quarterbacks, so I don't blame you for not moving him, Andrew, but you got Tom Brady. I don't know when you're going to sit Tom Brady. Dak Prescott just killing it this year. Should move Brady. Hang on to Prescott. That's what I'd do. I don't want him, though. Don't bug me with trade offers. Like Matt over here, he might need that quarter. Oh, no, he's got Drew Brees on the bench. Never mind. Eli Manning scored him 13 this past week, but running back has just been his problem. Maybe he'll get a boost, though. Mark Ingram looking to increase his market share in that backfield. But losing Odell Beckham definitely hurts. Placed on IR. He'll put him on IR, get that 2-round bump next year as a keeper, can keep him for the 3rd. So this year not looking so good, Matt, but at least you got that going for you. Odell Beckham in the 3rd next year, that's pretty sweet. Gronk didn't play late in this one. That was kind of bizarre how that all went down. But anywho, Andrew takes home the W here, 85-75. Let's move on.
Transaction report.
All right, so quick look at some of the trades from this past week. First one, myself, I gave up Thomas Rawls, Jordy Nelson, and a 7th next year to Dave for Alvin Kamara, Amari Cooper, and his 9th round. So I moved back 2 rounds there. in order to acquire Alvin Kamara, Amari Cooper. I'm glad to grab the young talent here. Kamara, great back. Looks like he's going to be heavily used after Adrian Peterson departs. Very exciting player to watch. Probably bigger value in PPR, but I'll take it here in our standard league. Amari Cooper obviously has just done nothing these past few weeks. Been a disappointment, but the dude has put up 2,000-yard seasons in his first 2 years. Obviously, the talent's there. Just got to get something to click there. Gave up a big piece to get him, Jordy Nelson. I mean, dude is a model of consistency. He's a top 3 wide receiver in fantasy. Dude scores like a touchdown every week. It's money. So Dave gets some much needed consistency at the wide receiver position after only scoring 1.4 last week with 3 guys. So you could understand that trade from both perspectives here. And then another trade, we had Nick give up Keenan Allen, who I love this year. Great wide receiver. Seems like he's going to stay healthy, and dude sees a billion targets. And Nick gets Steph Diggs and Sterling Shepard. Steph Diggs, obviously one of the top wide receivers this year, but dealing with a groin injury. Sterling Shepard just took maybe the new number 1 in on a crappy Giants offense. Perhaps Nick is looking to the future here. 2 young, talented wide receivers. Perhaps he's looking to the future. Who knows here? As far as the waivers, let's see if I can pop over to that really quick. Trying to filter this out a little bit so it's a little bit cleaner. Yeah, I think that works. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So this past week we had Andrew go all out on the waiver wire, picked up Jared McKinnon for 39, Marlon Mack for 38. I'm not sure where that puts Andrew fab-wise, but definitely got to be getting down there. But 2 pretty big ads there. McKinnon looks like he might be the guy to own in that Minnesota backfield. Marlon Mack looks like a young, exciting prospect. Elijah McGuire looking like he's going to get some lead dog opportunity this week. Much needed there for Ryan. I imagine he probably had some bids in for some of the other guys, but McGuire not too bad of a consolation prize. DP adds a wide receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster there for 17, who's kind of been the number 2 guy, wide receiver-wise anyway, over in Pittsburgh. So trying to work on that wide receiver still. Washington's defense, a good defense this past week. I put in a claim for him, but not that much. But they got a good matchup this week. Same thing with the Falcons D. I put in a claim for Falcons D, but not that much. Matthew gets them. Good matchup this week. Looks like Matthew definitely focuses in on having those good matchups at defense. Something I know I've probably overlooked, and maybe something I need to look into. And maybe some of us need to look into that as well, because when your defense doesn't perform, it kind of puts you behind the 8 ball this year, it seems like. And there it is, fucking Harrison Butker. Who else would have picked him? You motherfuckers don't even know who Harrison Butker is. Only me and Chess know, and Chess fucking paid 5 fucking fab for a kicker. A kicker! God! Who spends fab on a kicker? No one should spend fab on a kicker. No one. Chess, you did this on purpose. You know you did. And now I got Will Lutz. I'm not too upset about it. But come on. Come on, man. Give me a Chief. I barely got the Chiefs defense from you. You got the rest of the fucking roster on your team. Throw me a bone here, man. And then Ed Dixon for 4 for Charles Clay, who's injured. Roger Lewis, savvy pick there from Marshall. Always got those sneaky, savvy picks over there, Marshall. So good pick up there. But that's it for the transactions from this past week. Let's look at the matchups as they stand today.
Thursday recap.
All right, so the first matchup, holy crap, 62 points scored already from Michael because he's fucking Team Eagles over here. Carson Wentz scores in 21. Ertz just on fire. Loved Ertz this year in the draft process. Makes me really rethink picking a tight end early. There always seems to be a sleeper guy late. But Ertz with 13.8, Eagles defense with 13.4, and the kicker even scores in 13.5. So Mike off to a hot start this week. He is coming for me. I feel it. So I need a double victory this week. Doesn't look good for me, but we'll see. Marshall had one person going. Ed Dixon recently acquired 3.6 points. fucking tight end's a dumpster fire this year, so I mean, it could be worse. Not necessarily a week killer. We go over to Matt's team. Gets 3.6 from Devin Funches, who had been on fire. I don't think he had scored less than like 5 or 6 points up to this point. So not as good a day as you'd be hoping from Devin Funches, but not necessarily a week killer either. Then we pop over here to Seb versus Matt. He takes on the other Haynes this week. Matt looks like he's short a starter right now, but nobody tell him. Shh. But Cam Newton scores in 20. McCaffrey scores in 14, so he's got some good production there from people that played this past Thursday. And then let's pop over. Is that no? We got one more game that's had some action here. LeGarrette Blount scores 8.7 and Alshon scores 7.1 for Washington. Not necessarily a bad start. Pretty solid. I'd take it. So we'll see who can take home the W in this one. Both teams are 6-4. Both teams looking to pull away from their divisions. So interesting matchup here. But that's it, guys, for today's podcast. Thank you for joining me here on this Saturday afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. Good luck to everybody this week, and I will talk to you guys later. Also, really quick, I'm thinking about trying to do like player or owner interviews with you guys via Skype. So if that'd be something you'd be interested in doing, just a short interview on what you think the year's going for you so far, what you think of trades or some recent pickups or any news, or just chatting it up a little bit, get on the podcast, get on the YouTubes, shoot me a text message and let me know if you're interested. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Peace.
Thank you for watching the CFFL podcast. See you next time, bitches!